I had a really good meeting with my friend yesterday. I talked to him about my system and the stuff that I'm building. He gave me a lot of really good advice on just kind of like general direction things, like product stuff, like in the sense of like marketing concepts and in terms of like how to find the initial user base, which was pretty freaking amazing actually. That was like great advice. He's a good person and I trust him with my project, so it's like, this is my baby and I trust him with my baby, so yeah, he's cool. He's good people. Who knows, we might end up working on this project together. Who knows? He was pretty happy with it. Like, I mean, he was pretty impressed that I put all this stuff together, so that was really cool. I've not gotten to speak to anybody that's like tech world people about this project yet, so it's very it was a very validating experience because everyone's like, oh, that sounds cool, and like nobody really understands it. But this is someone who like is always reading about tech news and tech stuff and is actually a developer. He's a CTO, and so he really like saw it. Like, he saw the vision. He challenged me, which was good too. And I was like, I had answers ready for things that I thought about. I was like, I'm ready to go. Very validating, beautiful experience. I was so grateful for yesterday. All right, let's get to it then, huh? I'm gonna put some tunes on, some tuna, some tuna. Oh, what the fuck? The fuck is my tuna? Tuna. I'm gonna put some liquid DNB cyan afterglow. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is 1 hour. I need way longer than 1 hour. Deep techno. Like little house music. Yeah! Alright, let's get to it, shall we? Alrighty. Let's run through the questionnaire for the loops. The loop ledger, please. Loop ledger questionnaire. Let's run through that. Please and thank you. Oh yeah. Yeah, you see it remembered. 3:38 today, starting time. 3:38 p.m. start time. Oh, Shaisa. Actually, scratch that. I'm gonna swap models. I just realized something. All right, let's go over the questionnaire, please. Thank you. From the loop ledger. Damn, that was loud. My entire world was that for a split second. Wait, what are you doing? No. It's just supposed to go through the loop ledger. What are you doing? Pre-ledger. I know what it's doing now. I forgot about this part. I forgot I built this in. I remember this. I was like, what the fuck is it doing? Yo, una preguntita. ¿Cuál es el tipo de pedalboard que tiene usted? Otra vez. Yo estaba preguntando porque yo creo que eso trabaja con MIDI y posiblemente se puede conectar a Ableton. Entonces quería preguntarle eso ahí para ver si tiene un poquito de tiempo para responderme. Espero que esté pasando un feliz día, man. Oh, that's so cute. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, I present to you the Christian. God damn, dude, that's 283 like, fuck, dude. Tokens. That's not cheap. Shit. Alright, it's almost done. Supposedly. Another 200,000 tickets. Another one is another one. Spawning another sub-agent. Verification. Basically just deciding what needs tests, what doesn't need tests. It's just another 200,000 tokens. NBD, yo. God damn. I need to optimize that workflow real bad. So I think what we should do is if there's like every 25 agents, basically there should be another sub-agent that's run to cover it. And then let's add that to the workflow. And then after that, let's also add a sub-agents. Step at the very end of the pre-ledger questions and like that whole pre-flight everything, like all that stuff, where it says, like, it puts it at the top of the ledger that the pre-flight has already run, can skip ahead to the questions if it's done already. So that's something I think we should add. Alright, let's see here. Oh, darling, please believe me. I ain't gonna do you no harm. Believe me when I tell you I ain't gonna do you no harm. Oh, darling, if you leave me. Let's spawn a sub-agent, Opus sub-agent, to run this real quick. First, I would like feedback on the request, and then ask me, well, tell me what you think, and then based off of that, we will make some decisions, and then it can run the actual change after getting feedback from me for their feedback that they gave me. Oh, darling, if you leave me, I ain't gonna do you no harm. Believe me when I tell you, I ain't gonna do you no harm. Oh, darling, if you leave me, I ain't gonna make it alone. Believe me when I tell you, I ain't gonna do you no harm. When you told me you didn't need me anymore, well, you know I nearly fell down and died. When you told me you didn't need me anymore, well, you know I nearly fell down and died. Oh, darling, please believe me. I ain't gonna make it alone.
Hermano, yo tengo la Helix Blur de Lions. Helix Blur de Lions. La más funny, dude.
Yeah, qué buena, dude. Qué buena. Yo creo que eso posiblemente va a servir. Y si sirve, oh shit, dude. Va a cambiar muchas cosas. Yo, same here. I want to get one soon. It's been too long. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what I would get. I just want to get another one, but I don't know what to get. Well, I kind of do know. I have like... I also need to get my original tattoos touched up in general. They're old. So I got to do that too. I have some things to do. I got to get touch-ups and I got to get... Same here, yo. I think the last time I got a tattoo was, oh my goodness, probably around the same amount of time, pretty much like 12, 14 years or something like that. Oh my goodness. I didn't know you had ink. What? I didn't know you had tattoos. That's cool. I forget, or I probably did know, and it's just been such a long time since we like last seen each other. I just straight up forgot. But But yeah, yo, I gotta get new ink too. I want to get touch-ups for my current tattoos, and I want to get like, I want to continue the whole thing that I wanted to get originally for like my left arm sleeve and my right arm. I wanted to do like a whole, like on my right arm I want to do like a psychedelic sleeve, and then on my left arm I wanted to do like people I admire, like, you know, kind of like portraits of people I admire, and then like kind of like a backdrop that's like cool, like just kind of like time, synths, tech, stuff like that. Like, I think that would be awesome. Yeah, it's ours is up to 27 followers. All right, let's see. Wait, you didn't give me any feedback, yo. Come on now. Ambiguous is dictated. What? Nah, never mind. We good. How about this? Because here's the other thing. In the case that, like, as it finishes each one, it should update what number it went up to. So then that way, in the case of a failure, it's always writing a marker, but then just write the marker of the one that actually paused at. And then after that, in the case of failure, it can restart at that one. And then if it finishes all of them, then you can just say finished all of them. You know what I'm saying? Just because that is a little time consuming. I would like to launch that from like remotely or like schedule it. You know what I mean? In the future. Not right now, obviously, we're working on it, but like I think that would be a good approach. So yeah, and I agree with the sub agent split, I guess. I mean, like it's already splitting between 3 sub agents every couple of like 3 tickets every sub agent or something like that. What is it? What's the fan out? Worked examples. I mean, it's just that this time it went up to like 284,000 tokens, and I know that like Opus is a solid model that has like a million token context window, but still it's like 280,000 is starting to get blurry. So that's the reason why I was kind of thinking about that. But then again, hopefully in the future I don't ever have this many tickets like simultaneously. I think there might be that's what I was worried about though, like, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, if it messes with the current fan out logic that I have built into this, I guess that's okay for now. But yeah, the other one for proposal 2, I think, what do you think about, what does the Opus sub agent think about this proposal in relation to proposal, well, what I proposed in relation to proposal 2? So I agree with all that, just also adding the I guess like the heartbeat at the end of every ticket checked, mark off which ticket was checked last successfully. So then it could start up again in the case of an error like that. I don't think it would be that many more tokens, just because it would just be deleting a number and adding a number, and you could even do a grep in there. So then it could like do a grep search and replace. Like it could do it through a bash command instead of doing it through that, where it's like last completed step pre whatever the fuck, and then basically just grep replace. It's called. Is it running a sub agent for that? Okay, cool. pause this recording here. Absolutely. I pointed out that drift already. Like, I already accounted for that. I already accounted for this drift, dude. It's annoying. It's like it says back, it speaks back the things that I said already. But I guess it's understanding and just comprehending and just like repeating it back. Yep, grab and replace. What do you need feedback from? Wait, why is that? Well, you might be misunderstanding what I mean with proposal 1. Proposal 2 is my proposal. I don't really understand what you mean by the first one. It's the what I meant when I said the ability for the agent to basically start up again from where it left off is literally just in the case that it is, not to be designed so you can pause it whenever, but if you needed to, or if there was an error, or if there was something, basically number 2 would account for the most recently finished check, and then after that number 1 would then after that basically it would go through. If it started over again, it would go through from there at the top and mention, be like, first read which one, if there hasn't been one, like in the ledger file. This would be happening in the, this would be like an update in the actual ledger file, like the loop ledger, not the actual workflow itself. The memory is the loop ledger. You get what I'm saying there? Am I making sense? And yeah, it should skip anything that it shouldn't have to go through anything that's like a skip or a superseded or anything like that. Those we would address independently. Like, and then when they do pass through and they do have passes, then we would go through and basically, like, if they needed to go through another round of the actual code writer, then basically they would be able to self-heal in that instance, like in that sense, for like the testing systems, in like the case that they did need testing. So it's like the pre-flight ledger check, all that stuff, like it should only be going through the ones that have already passed. That is that's another, yeah, if that's what you mean by the sweep failure, just verify please. It should write the marker or pointer at the top. That's what's doing the grep. So that's basically what it's using as its point of reference for memory. In the case of a pause, or in the case of a stop, or in the case of an error or anything like that, it would be handled by that. Am I making sense? It should only be one proposal. It's the entire system is just literally one thing. So I don't understand where it's doing the split between 1 and 2. I'm kind of confused by that, to be completely honest. can you give me some feedback on this, please, as well? Thank you. It should just keep the sub agent open. I should have told it that. It's gonna be a second, so I'm gonna pause this recording. She wants some attention. This is my little baby Leia. She's my little girl. I love her so very much, and she's about to run away from me because she's a little hateful, little spiteful girl. I give you everything. Okay, I love you, girl. I love my cat so much. She's such a baby. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see what we got here. No, it wouldn't remain underpopulated because it only ever accounts for the ones that were able to get processed. So it's like the whole point is basically it checks first for the number that was completed up to, and if the number was completed, then there it just goes pre-sweep complete in the same spot. It's either the number of ticket that it finished up to, like the number of items, you know, one at a time all the way down, and then it either states the number of item that it ended at, or it says sweep complete. It would never miss one because it only ever accounts for it once it's actually processed through the pre-ledger sweep, whatever the fuck it's called. Please run this through the sub agent. Also, can you keep the sub agent open so it retains the context window so it's not always being fed new context over and over again, so I'm not arguing with something that doesn't have the context of the previous decision making?
So I went to school with Taylor Swift. Receipts.
All right. Yep, you can go ahead and with the sub agent update the workflow, please, and then we can continue the questions. It doesn't. This round of questionnaire doesn't actually affect the updated workflow because we've already passed the pre-ledger test coverage sweep and all that stuff, and like the step zero pre-flight snapshot. Oh yeah, so also if we could do the stepwise stuff for like the pre-ledger test coverage sweep and then step zero pre-flight snapshot. Oh, is the pre-flight snapshot just literally ingestion of the entire loop ledger? Because if that's the case, then I only want it for the pre-ledger test coverage sweep. Can you verify that before we go ahead and move forward?
I know you matched it. Thank you. My agent was like, we just need a title. And like we went through like 50 different titles. I just like really enough thing I liked. And finally I was like, what if we just call it I'm a Lot? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. It's gonna change anyway. And I was like, great, because I'm not married to it. And then like the book sold and like the release went out and everybody's like, we love the title. And then I was like, locked into this title. And I'm like, which is like, it's a good title, but
I got you, Leia. She needs to get inside. I got you, girly. 2 secs. Let's go. Let's go, baby girl. All right. Let's go over question 1. What was the goal of question 1? What was the approach? What was done? All right, because I think that might be something we end up undoing potentially. Why did we need to make a whole new script for that? Oh, wait. The smoke test, that's fine. So it was mostly cosmetic, basically tying, like basically doing a new numeric value for the date. Is that something we actually need? I mean, can it just be variables that we just patch through now through the API? Can you run through a subagent opus and then keep it open so we can keep discussing it until we define the final result of that? We're still on question 1, son of a... No way. 45 minutes in, I'm still only on question 1. Well, we're only just starting to address it, so that's fine. The first part was literally just a workflow thing that I needed to run through, so that's fine. I want to double check that. I think I know what it spent all the other tokens on. Shit. I know what it spent the other tokens on. Fluker. Oh, no, they're parked. No, definitely those tickets are parked. Right. But isn't that a translation layer between 0 equals Sunday? Why can't it just be Sunday? And then why can't it just be the date instead of the day of the week? Oh, if it's repetitive on a day of the week, that's different. But even then, why does it not take an argument? Like, does cron not take an argument that is like Sunday, like the actual name of the week? Does it need to be a numerical value? And then why can't it just be the numeric value? Why does it need to be translated? That's what I'm getting at, basically. What's the necessity for that layer of permutation? I think that's the right word for that. I'm asking the sub-agent. Please continue the conversation there. It seems kind of redundant. then honestly we should just have it reflect this. I mean, why are we? I feel like I think that the translation layer for like the numeric values equaling a certain day is redundant. I think we should use this as the approach for that instead, where basically the API takes in the day through like the translation layer can exist in the actual code as constants, or like even a dictionary constant, where it's like one like key value pairs, like where it's, oh wait, is that where it exists? Because if that's the case, then that makes sense. But that should just be taking it from the UI. Why doesn't the UI just set the variables? If this is selected equals sun, or whatever the expected cron argument is, that makes the most amount of sense. I don't see why there should be like a 0 equals Sunday, unless the UI is setting 0 and then the 0 equals Sunday, but then is that also getting further translated to sun? Or does Sunday work? You get what I'm saying? Can you briefly give me a response for that, please, from the agent, please? It just seems kind of redundant. 8:30 p.m. Fuck. Oh my god, did another one die? Oh, please tell me another one died. Wait, I saw some good news. Did another fucking Republican die? Oh my god. Please make my goddamn day. Did another senator die a woman this time? Damn it. Yeah. That's what you're talking about. Okay, so it is the UI layer. Okay, if that's the case, then yeah, then we can take it as is. Good to go. On to the next question. Thank you. I had those questions. I wanted to know if that was something that was like super redundant or not. But basically what it's doing is it's grabbing the UI layer, translating UI layer to words that can be understood by the cron layer. Just verify that and then we should be good to go.
a space probe. As it flies through a comet's tail, particles of the comet enter the gem, and it slowly stops it so that it's intact by the time you bring it back and analyze it. Okay.
Oh my goodness, look at that!
I said it's like a ghost.
It does look like a ghost.
Okay.
You brought a test around.
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on.
Okay, that is one of the coolest things I've
That is
ever
like
seen.
ghost. It's actually solid. It's not flexible.
Right.
It's very brittle.
It is science cotton candy.
Don't eat it, Chuck. Okay, here you go. That is a real gem.
Look at that.
It's like a ghost.
That is
So Casper were made of anything. Casper would be made of dirt.
Casper were made of something.
Is this how neutrinos talk about Earth?
Very good. Now, Jack.
All right. Yes, we good to go. Thanks for the clarification. Next, please. Item 1 settled. Item 2 status skipped. Stale. Skip verdict. Ah. Basically, it was already built. Yep, that's correct. Basically, safe right was cleaned up. And it should be pretty flawless now. I feel very confident about it. Same with the safe action, to be honest. But anyway, moving on. Next. This is currently, I believe, this is for safe action. I think safe action covers this. Is this for each? Can you tell me the goal actually before we move forward? I currently have them separated between safe action and safe. No, I didn't mean to fucking. Oh god. But yeah, this might be superseded already. I'm thinking about adding a clause to the, well, a thing to the ticket creator. Basically, to spawn a sub agent across the current tickets and see if there's any that precede it, essentially, that it's dependent on being finished. Because if we do that on ticket right, I think that, or ticket creation, sorry, I think that it would basically clean up a lot of linting downstream from there, like on further steps. Then we could trust the ticket, like it could do a sub agent for that, yeah, like to do the check, and then basically take the ticket after the ticket's created, be like, yo, this is another ticket, like the fundamental text, and then it would build everything with the prerequisite tickets that need to be completed. Yeah. Isn't that basically safe right, what you're describing? Double verify that. So is this talking about basically like a write queue for safe right? Because if that's the case, I mean, that already exists. Can you verify with the sub agent that we just spawned for checking this? Because that, I'm like 90% sure we already finished. Yeah, the right queue is definitely something that already exists. I'm like 90% sure because that's a fundamental part. I made them in parallel to each other. I was just watching. I love Young Sheldon. It's the favorite. One of my favorite shows. It's like he just doesn't. He doesn't even. He has no filter. I fucking adore that. It's so funny. All right, let's see here. All right, so verdict: reconciliation, durability, not done. Event Q is bare in memory. What? No. No, but there is a... Doesn't it follow the same mechanics as... Or did I only build it for safe action? Because there should be a queue that's like JSON file based for safe action. Oh, wait a minute. If this is just for Watchdog for the safe write, then I actually don't think it's necessary. Because... it's okay for it to not be 100% because we have fallbacks. Technically, that makes the fallback more load-bearing. But this is, I mean, the fallback is error handling essentially for there being like some sort of power outage during the write itself. You get what I'm saying? I feel like it would be kind of redundant to write something to one file so then it could take that and write it to another one. I feel like if it's gonna fail, it's gonna fail. Like safe write, I mean the actual writes happen within milliseconds, so it's like it's kind of like you would have to literally catch it like as it was ingesting a bunch of stuff, and even then it would catch it again during the scans. Archive worker has no branch for... Wait, what? What do you mean about that second sharper gap? Because... wait, isn't that within the actual Watchdog utilities? Like, doesn't that be like, isn't that watching for deletes, for created and modified, all that sort of stuff? It should be checking for that. Like, if a file was modified, I mean, well, if a file was modified, if it gets updated like that, then it gets detected by the Watchdog, doesn't it? That's what we're using for the move, basically. It's supposed to. There should be functions within Watchdog utils for handling that. It should, I mean, the watchdog.py, actually, that's the one. Or is it in Watchdog utils? Either or. I mean, there should be... it should be watching for all of that. Otherwise, what's it been watching? The fuck? It was definitely up and running. I definitely ran tests on the Watchdog, unless in the recent rebuild there was something that got fucked up. It might be in watchdog.py, not watchdog utils. It might be searching in the wrong file.
more about your pyramid thing.
It turned out Gary did appreciate my honesty. The school got a generous donation.
My. That is a lot of zeros.
My father got Oilers tickets from President Hagemeyer.
50-yard line and free parking.
Mama. And I got a brand new state-of-the-art anti-static lab chair.
It works.
Aw, wee baby. I love that show. All right, there we go. Yes. Real, uncreated, unmodified, undeleted, unmoved. Yes. Yes. Ah! So basically, one of them is they're just not being pushed to the correct queue. So some of them are being pushed to the correct queue, but not all of them are being pushed into the correct queue. Or does the correct queue not exist? Or are you saying that the queue should be updated? Is that basically what it is? Because, I mean, like, I understand that point, but it's like I said, it's happening within milliseconds. It makes no sense. Okay. So it's basically, oh shit. So it's the archive worker is only able to read two types, and basically it's not reading every single type of. It should just be a centralized write. Like, it should just be taking whatever exists in there and should be updating it. It shouldn't be based on like individual branches. The fuck? That's weird, and that's a genuine gap. So let's see what's going on there. I mean, am I correct in saying that? I mean, can you verify, please? Thank you. Wow. Holy shit. It should be any action that is populated there. It should not be based on, like, some of them read, others them not read. It should literally be for everything. I mean, it does have its own branches for remount and external write, probably in relation to, like, no, but the actual stuff that is in the queue should have the population. They should be able to populate the variables for the write. It's supposed to have those variables. Like, basically what table, all that sort of stuff. Like, what data to fill the table, the row with, and, like, all of that. It should have that with as the package that exists within the queue. Can you verify that? And then if that's the case, I mean, what is the if statement logic for? Like, why does it differentiate between the two of them?
Sheldon sent us all an email.
All right, let's see. Yeah, so it is self-describing, so it doesn't actually need... So basically, all it really needs is, like, everything. Hold on a second. Table files, all that sort of stuff. It's already built in. Yes. Caller logic and branches. Confirm to the right shape. Genuinely lives inside the queued item. Yes. Not in the dispatch code. Yes. Remount is a real different category. Mount state, bookkeeping, track drives in memory. Yeah, but why isn't that set? Wait a minute. Hold on. But yeah, so it's like if the only difference between the packages are which table they're writing to and what they're writing to that. Although I guess it is only updating the actual row for, like, let's say track drives. That would be like tracked. So in that sense, I guess, yes, it is different write logic. Okay, that makes sense. So then all we really need is like an overarching everything else. So it's like basically every, like some, it's like if that, if the other one, and then else if anything else, then run the normal write script. So it literally hasn't been writing anything to the database, like every single time that I upload a file. If that's the case, my tests are not actually accounting for that. They're not accounting for the database items actually existing within the database, which is concerning because all those verbs are supposed to have variables that double check the database to make sure that they are actually being written to the database. But now here's the other thing. Why do I have an event queue? Oh! Yes, it's multi-user. It's because of multi-user shit. That's the reason why. That was the reason why. Okay. They're being written to the database. So I think that's a legitimate concern. Can you look at one of the, like, let's say like the move test for the verb tests, like just to see, can you have that sub agent check that to see if that actually is a thing? We need to make a new ticket with another Sonnet subagent. Basically, just park it to double check all of the testing pass variables. They should be accounting for the items actually existing in the database. If they don't, that's a fail. Concerning. Alrighty, let's see what you got. God! Sha! Right? But when I say upload... But is it actually... My question is... Hold on a second. Alright. Parked. Alrighty, little brother is visiting, so yes. So yeah, it's not add branches, it's literally like a general, like anything else, and it already has the variables for the rights. Everything's, all the decisions have already been made. It's literally just picking up from there and just patching it through the watchdog. I mean through the to the database, sorry. So yeah, update it with that. Update the ticket, and then we'll leave it for the next round of code writer. Number 3. Alright, come on. Let's move on to the next question. Why is this taking 6 minutes to close a question like this? Why the fuck? Why the fuck? Why the fuck? Why the fuck? Why is it taking 6 minutes to close a question? Why the fuck is it? The fuck? Wait. Buffer? There it is. Alright, so we're at 14% until 8:39. Oh my god, dude, why is this taking so long? Hurry up. Hurry up. Hello, Miss Poopies. Where are you? There you are. Hey, Poops McGee. Hi, cutie. Hi, cutie. Mi chiquita. You want some attention, my baby? You get attention. You get attention whenever you want it. Relax, little girl. Why is it taking 8 minutes to read a question and continue moving forward? Hi, sweet angel. You can relax. I love you. It's only question number 4 of 58. Why is it taking 10 minutes to read a single question, my guy? Did I break the logic? Did I add broken logic for when I skip a file? What the hell is happening? Why is it stuck on walking ledger items? Is it potentially the... because we're skipping the ticket and the logic is for the workflow basically says that it didn't update the completed ticket in the ledger, like basically saying that we passed that question. Is it stuck? Is it like a logic thing, or is it like a token bandwidth thing, like where I'm getting throttled? Oh my god, dude, I'm definitely getting throttled. Is it the internet connection? No, I still got connection. Alright, I'm gonna stop recording because for some fucking reason I'm getting throttled to shit. Yeah, API error. What the fuck is happening? Am I... No, I'm still online. Servers might be down. They were having issues last night, so yeah, they might be the server. No. My last BTW that I sent, that's simply not true. I think it's an Opus server problem because I got like a serious API error message that came up. Yeah, it totally is. A serious API message that came up for like an error message, like an API error message. So it might be server stuff because this is not that convoluted of a update. It's literally saying like it already did the updates, it already did everything, now it's reading loop ledger to keep going. Let me look this up. They might be having server problems today. system's operational, it says. No. Partial outage. Opus and Sonnet errors. Fuck. Yeah, this is Cloud AI. Yeah, Cloud for the government is always up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm totally, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna stop this for now. Alright, baby.
So,
Let's see. 2 seconds. Two seconds. Here we go. Ah, forgot. No.
What is it?
That's the thing you told me about that you wanted.
Manage clients.
So you can see basically you can manage clients. You can add clients here. And then basically you have like different types of tasks or services that you can add. And then you can basically add the client. You can see how much budget you give them, how much you charge them, what's the net profit. And then you can do like all the different tasks in between. So it's like if you have, let's say like a design kickoff step, revisions, all that sort of stuff, or any kind of gig in general, you have costs. So you can add entry costs per thing. So you could do like owner time, material, or whatever you want to add to it.
Whoa.
And then basically you type in like if you have material, you have cost per item, quantity. So then you know exactly how much it actually costs to do the job. And then you have the budget that the client gives you, and that stuff that you asked me for.
Whoa, that's amazing. So you did a whole like operating system.
It's a whole app for you. I made it in 2 days. I made it like 16 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Did you build it with AI?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but this is I designed the memory pipelines, and basically I just did this in like 20 minutes, and then once I had the memory pipelines down, it's just a matter of doing the inputs and outputs, and that's it.
Oh my god. And so I can run this
On
like,
your-
on my
On your Mac.
Mac.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I got you, yo.
Thank you so much.
Anytime at all. Yeah, and then
This is so cool.
and then basically you could do so and then you can add cost. You can explore the application. It's pretty intuitive, I think, the way that I made it. Also, you can make default services. So you can build a service that's like a default one, and then basically from the actual like the client, so like the managed client side, so you can actually like load a default service that you have. So you have things that you can add like that, and
like a template, like a template for a job.
and then exactly, and then if you want to edit it per client, it won't be tied to that one, so it's completely separate. So then, and then if you wanted to, if you made a new service or made an update to this one, then you can update the client services, and it asks you which client you want to update for.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I got you, yo. Yeah, and then
Wow.
and here you can see like if you have subscriptions, also for like any like Google Drive or anything like that, you can add it. So then you can see the net profit of your company. You can see the gross from basically what you receive from clients, your wages that you wage out, and then anything that's net from your company for any taxes or anything like that you want to do.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's also that's a lot more than what I'm using for. That's a lot more. I just wanted like a price matrix, like a pricing matrix.
This is a pricing matrix. It's just an application.
How do I how do I price the services then?
So if you want to do like a client, right? So let's say you want to add a new client, right?
Okay.
So then you go blah 3. And then you say, let's say like their budget is like whatever. You put like a temporary budget.
Yeah.
So then you go you didn't even have to add a budget yet. So then you add an email, phone number, all that sort of stuff for the client as well. So you go like this. Blah 3 created. So now you have blah 3, and these are the services that you offer for blah 3. Now, this will populate with any variables that involve client. So let's say you add a service. Well, you can either add a service, or you can add you can make a fresh service here, or you can load a default service. So we load a default service, let's say in this instance here. So now the wage cost would be $2,600, and then basically you say, this is how much my task cost. Let's say you had other steps. So design kickoff, and you had entry cost.
Boy, un segundito.
You have, let's say, owner time. Basically, you create each step for the service itself. So you go, basically, this is like your SOPs. So like, let's say if it was like a web service, you have the design kickoff. How much does that cost? How many hours is that for? Then the next part would be like any revisions, any other steps that you wanted to add. But let's say you want to add another. So like, you say you work with like with your brother, right? And so like, then you have his wages here, and then you obviously have to get paid for your time as well. So then you go like my time, and then you go hours, 5, let's say 80, and then you can also add potential extra time, so you can budget for that too.
Yeah.
And then basically you go like this, so that adds it into it. So that's the cost of the service. So then basically you go back, and you can see what it would cost. So you know what to price out for your client, and then you could whatever you agree to, like you want to add like another 10% or something like that for your company or something like that. So like then you go like what 10% of that would be like 3,300. So it'd be like 3,300, and then you go like this. So you go monthly budget, okay. So then it updates the budget, the wage cost, and it would say the net profit on top of that too. So it does all the math.
Oh, it does all the math for you.
Yeah, and all you're doing is inputting like the variables for it. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you figure out where things are, it's a matter of just it's like any kind of software. But you can also do it on an Excel spreadsheet. But I figured this would be like a little bit nicer, just like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I could take out my laptop maybe after we like have some coffee.
Yeah.
And we can just take a look at it.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Yeah, you can go ahead and try it out.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Thanks.
I can't wait to show Steve.
Yeah, yo.
Did you show him yet? No.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll show him. This is really cool.
This was
Thank
for you. I wanted to like surprise you, so I was like, yeah.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah, and then you can sell this too to other people because I paid for a software that does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, I have this one friend that wants me to potentially do. I showed him this too. He told me he pays like I forget how much money for this kind of stuff, but he's like he's telling me that he potentially wants me to design him something to basically replace that service for him too.
Yeah.
And
because I was looking for something for ways to replace that software because I mean that software does everything for me.
It's like
they
QuickBooks?
also process the transactions now. It does scheduling, processing transactions.
Oh,
It does
okay.
everything. I can show you everything
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
But I pay like $200 a month for it,
God damn.
and on top of that, they charge me like 3% per transaction per payment that goes through with that.
Oh, but they do all they do like the actual cost and stuff like that. But honestly, if you wanted to, what I would do for that is if you have a Square account, they give you a Square API key. You can actually create a payment portal within your application as well to actually send out to your. You can send it on like via email or something like that. So
And it will be, they will charge less.
maybe.
per
I mean, I think
transaction?
they only charge like I think it's like 5 cents or something like that. It's like it's Square.
That's good. That's
Yeah, it's like looking
Because
into
if
Square.
it's like just 5 cents, because they charge me like percentage per transaction, and it's a lot. At the end of the year, I can't. It's annoying because they bunch out payments. Let's say we did a cleaning for you,
Yeah.
and then we did a cleaning for Steve and one for
Yeah.
Sky, right? So you paid me on Monday, they paid me on Wednesday, they paid me on Thursday.
Yeah.
I get the money into my account
Yeah.
on Monday, and it's for all 3 payments together, and I can't see how much they charged me for the transaction of each client. It's very messy, and
Let
so
me-
I don't like that. And I ended up I don't know.
Let me look up. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can find this real quick. How much does Square charge per transaction? 15 cent in person and 30 cent for online.
That's great. Yeah.
So it's like, it wasn't 5 cents, but
Yeah. No,
It's-
it's better than a percentage of the transaction of the amount.
yeah, because
Yeah.
then they're also, well, the thing is they're also operating kind of, the reason why they probably charge that is because they're also operating like a manager. But on top of that, they're charging $200.
Yeah.
so, like, they're
So I
getting
pay for the
paid.
subscription, and then I pay
Yeah.
per transaction.
No, they're getting paid. You can replace that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Because
Yeah.
it's a ripoff. Like,
Yeah.
it's- Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go get some coffee.
Yeah. Cancel. Let me go ahead and close this one. Terminate this. And we'll come back to this in a sec.